relationship with the minorities. But I remember very, very clearly, because somebody that is close to me was instrumental in the visit that Pope Francis Modi had with Pope Francis during the G7 meeting. And I remember the contours of that conversation that happened at that time, the discussion they had at that time, where Pope Francis was likely to visit India as well, and there was an informal invitation given to Pope Francis from the Indian government and from Prime Minister Modi, and there was a formal one also extended to the Pontiff. But of course, because of ill health, he was not able to make it, and there was a team working behind it as well from India, from the Catholic Christian community, as well as the government of India. Now, you had two leaders, Pope Francis and Prime Minister Modi, absolutely disruptive in their commitment to what they believed was the right thing to do. And that's exactly what Pope Francis is also, and therefore needed to meet, be blessed by, and to be interacted with, because he understood the geopolitical situations, the global geopolitical situations very well. What he also understood is what is the role of a Catholic or a Christian within that global geopolitical situation. It was always about being the peacemaker. Pope Francis's style of functioning was that of a conflict resolver, a conflict avoider. He wanted to always promote peace. He always advocated for peace, and therefore that kind of blessing, that kind of learning, if Pope Francis would have to have visited India, it would have had an immense impact on the people from the Christian community, not politically but spiritually, and from a humane point of view. And therefore I feel sad that didn't happen, and hopefully the new Pope that comes in gets a chance to visit India, because there's a huge congregation of Catholics and Christians that are very integral part of the diverse secular identity of India, who want to have India and Vatican have a very strong relation. Leaders, the Christian leaders here, and the government in power as well as to move ahead. Everybody wants to contribute to nation building, and Pope Francis and Prime Minister Modi could have achieved that breakthrough, that confidence building measure between the government and the Christian community had Pope Francis visited India. Unfortunately, he could not because of his ill health at that point of time.
All right, Savi, stay with us. The Israeli President Isaac Herzog has shared condolences on Pope Francis's passing, while sharing hopes that his continuous prayers for peace in the Middle East will soon be answered. President Herzog shared his deepest condolences to the Christian world, and especially the Christian communities in Israel, on the loss of their great spiritual father. Herzog further stated that he truly hopes the Pope's prayers for peace in the Middle East and for the safe return of the hostages will soon be answered. And US President J.D. Vance, who met Pope Francis in Italy yesterday, has stated, "I just learned of the passing of the Pope. My heart goes out to the millions of Christians all over the world who loved him. I was happy to see him yesterday, though he was obviously very ill, but I'll always remember him for the below homily he gave in the very early days of COVID. It was really quiet and beautiful. May God rest his soul." All right, this is
India. Then he'll be meeting Prime Minister in the evening at 6:30. This will be a very important bilateral meeting between India and the United States. Then they'll be heading, the whole family will be heading to Jaipur, where they'll be staying in the Amer hotel. And then tomorrow is another busy day for Vaughan's family in Jaipur, where they'll be holding an important lecture, important address actually in the Jaipur city. They'll be going around places in Jaipur. And from Jaipur, they will be going to Agra, where they'll be witnessing Taj Mahal on Thursday, and then they'll be wrapping up their visit on 24th. So today is the most important and the busiest day on the schedule, where they have landed here. They'll be coming to the Akshardham Temple. They'll be going to the art gallery, as I was mentioning. They'll be meeting the Prime Minister and some other dignitaries also. There will be some close meetings also as a very important, strategically very significant visit by the United States Vice President J.D. Vance as he comes to India for the first time after taking over. So this is certainly important, and remember, this is also very symbolic of not only being a strategic and a diplomatic visit, but he's visiting here with his complete family, his three children, his wife, who is of the Indian ancestry. So he wants to make the most of it, apart from the diplomatic and bilateral ties. He wants to witness the rich cultural